What is good, YouTube? Hopefully, you're all having a good day. Welcome to the first podcast of 2019. I know we've taken a bit of a break, but we are back now. And yet again, I'm back with the DCTV show as usual. Thanks once again, Ben, for coming on as usual.
Yeah, no problem. Nice to be back.
Yes, nice to be back. And wow, this week has been filled with news. There's been a lot. We have a lot to talk about. Now, let's just get straight into it, starting with our first topic of the day. Now, Ben Affleck is officially now out as Batman, and also Matt Reeves' The Batman movie finally has a release date of June the 5th, 2021. Also, furthermore, James Gunn's Suicide Squad will be released in August 6th, 2021. So, a few months away from the Batman movie. Some say that this will be a soft reboot of the DCEU. So, Ben, do you think that the new Batman movie, despite being recast as a younger actor, and the Suicide Squad that's reported to have a completely different lineup they're still set in the DCEU? What do you think about that?
Information. I sort of see both of these as still in the DCEU. I think they can be, but also I think they're gonna be separate. Say like a Wonder Woman or something. I think it will be part of the universe, but it won't reference the other things. And I think in regards to Batman, apparently it's gonna be a younger version of Batman. So
Yes.
I think it's still going to be the Ben Affleck version. I don't think they're going to recast Ben Affleck, but I think they're going to go to a younger version of what he could look like, and in that they can get a new actor in for that. And so I don't think you can't really sort of cut Ben Affleck out right now, because they didn't say that he's gone forever, right? He's gone for this film, and we know it's probably set in the past when he's younger, when he's a detective. So I'd say he can still come back if he wants. Either or, it's fine. I'm really excited. And Suicide Squad, although it's a soft reboot, I believe it will still be sort of at least linked into what happened before.
Yeah. Like there's rumor.
But I think it's just going to be a different cast.
Yeah. For me personally, I wouldn't mind some of the cast being different for Suicide. I'll comment on the Batman one in a minute. But regarding the Suicide Squad, I want people like Will Smith to return as Deadshot, because he was one of the main people in the movie. And Deadshot is one of the key people in the Suicide Squad in general. When you think about Suicide Squad and its members, Deadshot is one of the people that comes to mind first, because he's one of their core members. So if they completely cut out Deadshot, I wouldn't really want that, because like I said, he's one of the core members. And there's also reports of Harley Quinn not appearing in the movie at all, and that kind of makes sense given the ending of the first Suicide Squad movie, because we know that the Birds of Prey movie that's coming out, is it this year? No, next year, isn't it? Yeah, next year, the Birds of Prey movie.
2019.
Yeah. So wait, it's coming out this year?
Oh, sorry. I forgot we're in 2019. Let me double check. I believe it is 2020, so next year.
Yeah. So
February it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So the Birds of Prey coming out next year, so it makes sense that Harley Quinn might not be in Suicide Squad 2, but maybe she could have a cameo, I don't know. But so like I said, I wouldn't mind them having a new team, just as long as they keep certain members like Deadshot, maybe have a Harley Quinn cameo, because they were the two biggest stars in the movie. But then again, we don't know. Now, regarding the Batman, in response to this question that I asked you, I think yes. I think that it's going to be set in the DCEU, despite Ben Affleck being recast in the role. And simply because of the success of both Wonder Woman and especially Aquaman. Now, if those two films had flopped, then I would have said that Warner Brothers would have just decided to start from scratch again. They would have just decided to, screw the whole DCEU, just start from scratch again. Maybe start with the Batman, then start with a new Suicide Squad movie or whatever. Start again completely. And I think that these new faces, like whoever will be the new Batman, we'll get to that in a minute. Whoever's going to be the new Batman, I feel like he will appear alongside Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman and Jason Momoa's Aquaman in a Justice League sequel if they ever get round to doing that. So, in other words, the new actors will play the same character, just like you said, Ben. It will just be a different face. So, how do you feel about that?
I don't mind if Ben Affleck's not around, because although I really like him as Batman, I think he's really good. I think a lot of people underrate him personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not like my favorite Batman. My favorite is obviously Christian Bale. He's the best, and I love Adam West. But yeah, I really like Ben Affleck. But the thing is, right? When I hear all this news, people are freaking out. They're like, "Oh, Ben Affleck's out. They just don't want him in this film." It seems like they're going for a prequel, so I'm not bothered if Ben Affleck's not in this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like what they're doing is, they're going to have this sort of setup for this character so he can be better in the future, perhaps.
Yeah.
But they might recast him, in the future as an older version. But I don't mind. It's fine. I'm fine with it.
Okay. So regarding what you were saying about all this now, my favorite Batman is Ben Affleck. Yeah. So you can understand
nice.
You can understand that I'm that this news is obviously I saw it coming, because we've known this for quite some time. It's not really big news per se. It's just been confirmed now, really. But yeah, I'm still kind of bummed out that we're not going to see Ben Affleck, at least for the foreseeable future. We're not going to see him in the Batman suit again. And regarding what you were saying about Christian Bale being the best Batman, I say Ben Affleck is the best Batman, but Christian Bale is the best Bruce Wayne. That is how I see it. That's what I will say. Christian Bale, the best Bruce Wayne. Ben Affleck, the best Batman. But yeah, anyway, I feel like it will make sense for them to cast a younger version of Batman if it's a prequel. Only if it's a prequel. If they don't intend to do a prequel, because we don't know what it is. We don't know if it's in the current timeline or if it's a prequel, because nothing's been confirmed. But so people are just really assuming that it's going to be a prequel, but nothing's been confirmed.
But I think Matt Reeves, the director, said something about going younger, about his roots as a detective. I think.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, that's right. That's true. So yeah, it's safe to assume that it's going to be a prequel, but so it makes sense that a younger version will be cast as for the prequel. But if, let's say, this younger version was in the present day now, then I'll probably have a problem with that, because it would just feel. It won't feel, connected. It won't feel like this is the Batman that we know in the present day, if that makes sense. Yeah, because it obviously is a different face to what we've seen in previous movies, so it won't feel like the same.
I think if they recast him in present day, I wouldn't really like that. I think you either go way into the future or you go in the past, and then you can recast. I don't think if they do it in present day, I think a lot of people would be against that, and so would I.
Yeah,
if it's part of the DCEU.
Yeah, it's the same with me. I'm heavily against the present day recasting. If it's the past recasting, I'm on board with that. It makes sense. So yeah definitely. But yeah, anyway, so now let's switch over from the DC films to the DC TV side of things. And for those of you who don't know this character called the Red Death, let me give you a little bit of backstory to who this character is. He's a villainous version of Batman and a member of the Dark Knight who came from something called the Dark Multiverse. You can basically read all about them in the last year's DC event called the Dark Knight Metal. Now, these Dark Knights serve a character named Barbatus? Barbatus, Barbatus.
Barbatus.
Yeah, Barbatus, whose goal was to basically plunge the multiverse into darkness. And the reason why I bring up the Red Death is because in the latest episode of The Flash, the Red Death was name dropped. So we know that the show, The Flash, likes to tease their villains for the next seasons in the current season that they're in. For example, in season 3, which was based around Savitar, DeVoe was name dropped, I think, twice in that season.
Yeah.
So my question is, do you think that the Red Death will be the big bad for the Flash season 6? Because as we know that the Flash is returning for a season 6. So do you think that the Red Death will be the villain for season 6?
I think it's it was a really nice sort of Easter egg, and I really liked it, and I really appreciate it. I was like, oh shit, when it said its name. So yeah, it could be the season 6 villain. Like, it definitely seems like they're setting up, and I think it would be really, really nice to have him as a season 6 villain. I haven't actually fully caught up on Dark Knight's Metal, but I read the first few issues, and I got to see him. Number one, his costume looks sick, and the concept of like a dark Bruce Wayne and a mix between the Flash and also Batman is just really interesting, and obviously that can tease Batman more. So I think I would be super happy if he was the villain for next season, mainly due to him being a speedster villain. Because I believe speedster villains are the best. You can't argue with me.
I'm not arguing with that.
It's true. I think it's true. When you look back, you see Reverse Flash, Zoom, Savitar. I personally think they're better than the Thinker and Cicada, although I like Cicada. But so I would be really down, and I think they're definitely setting something up.
Yeah, I agree with you pretty much on everything you said there. I've finished the whole Dark Knight storyline. Sorry, not Dark Knight, Dark Knight Metals. Yeah, I finished the whole storyline. Trust me, you need to finish it because it's very good. Like, I love it from start to finish. But regardless, so when they brought it up, I was thinking, obviously the big bad, because they did it for a reason. It wasn't by accident. And you can't really do it right now because, the Cicada storyline. There's basically too much going on already for him to appear this season. So that's why I think it's not 100%, but I feel like that's the direction they intend to go in for season 6. Like I said, when I was giving you guys the backstory of the Red Death, he's basically an evil version of Bruce Wayne, of Batman. So do you think that the Red Death will be related to Batman in any way, since we know that Batman actually exists in the Arrowverse now thanks to Batwoman? So, but if not, then who do you think the Red Death will be?
Could be, a sort of twist on the comics, and it could be, related to Batwoman rather than Batman or something, like a mix between Flash and her. I don't know. I don't know who it'll be, but I think the concept can be twisted. I don't think it needs to necessarily follow the exact sort of way that it goes. Obviously, I haven't read the whole issue, like the whole run yet, but what do you think?
It's pretty, it's pretty interesting. I would have said it would have been, the Red Death would have been an evil version of Barry, but we've already got that. I just thought that we already got that because of Savitar, so they wouldn't do that again. So it's interesting I don't know, like maybe a member of Team Flash, because for me personally, I don't think the Red Death is gonna be related to Batman or Batwoman in any way. I know, that's what it was in the comics. That's what it was in the Dark Knight Metal storyline, I know. But because, I don't know, because Batwoman's getting her own show, so she's going to be dealing with her own things. So I don't feel that they're going to, try to intertwine those two shows together in that significant way, if you get what I mean. So I feel like, it's probably gonna be someone related to Team Flash, maybe like a Harrison Wells, maybe like Earth 2 Wells. It could be Earth 2 Wells. Who knows? I don't know. Because we know that what was it now in season 4? Like, he lost his intelligence, so he left to recuperate and stuff like that. So maybe he will come back as, I don't know, Red Death or something. I don't know. But at this moment in time, we can't really speculate on much because there's not really much to speculate on because it's just a little name drop. But I just don't think it'll be Batman related at all. I don't think so. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Who knows? Who knows? They might just surprise us. But then again, with the announcement that the new Batman movie is coming in 2021, and you know how Warner Brothers like to keep away their big names from the DCTV, I just don't think we'll see Batman on the CW anytime soon. We might see him next year, maybe like in a brief cameo for the Batwoman TV series. But other than that, I don't think he will play a major role in the Arrowverse. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, what you were saying about Cicada and what you were saying about the speedsters, because this literally is a good segue into the next topic which I have here. What you were saying about speedsters being better than the likes of DeVoe and Cicada, I completely agree with you. Now the next topic is: do you think it's ridiculous that Cicada hasn't been caught yet, despite being outnumbered on many occasions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked Cicada, but the thing is, so far, I think he's very ominous and everything. He's been good. I like him. I like the mystery, the sort of darkness inside of him. But the fact that the one annoying thing about him is he keeps on freaking flying away, and I feel like it's a bit cheap, and I feel like they should do something different. It just seems like they've done this like 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like even the last time they caught Cicada, when Barry went on, like he literally just unleashed his full power on Cicada. Cicada was knocked out for a few moments. Like in those few moments, instead of going to Nora, just tie him up, use a metahuman dampener or something on him. That it just let it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like Cicada, like. Yeah, he's a powerful villain because he can dampen your powers or something. He just doesn't seem like a seasoned big bad for me. I feel like he can. I feel like Team Flash, maybe not in like one episode, but maybe within a few episodes max, they would have caught him by now. So I just don't. Yeah.
I think they're kind of. I agree. I think maybe they should have, had a sort of Dr. Alchemy thing going on.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to stick around because we know he was shooting by the time of episode 17, so I doubt anyone else is going to come in and sort of change it.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point. Yeah,
exactly. And what they saying before the season started that there wasn't really going to be one big bad, but it was going to be like 3 different separate storylines. Didn't they say something like that?
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah.
No, they said 3 different sort of arcs, so for Cicada, but it seems to be like it's all kind of one.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't see that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't see the 3. Maybe the second one might have been the Nora and the Reverse Flash. That was probably the second one, but I don't. But
I thought they said in regards to like Cicada rather than the show. I don't know.
Wait, really? I thought for me, I thought it was like 3 different storylines, like 3 different. I wasn't aware that it was Cicada that they were talking about. So what? What were the 3 arcs they were referring to? Do you know?
No, I don't know. I think it was Cicada if I remember right. Because, or it was like 3 different arcs for a villain. Maybe it was before they revealed that it was Cicada as the villain. I don't know, but maybe they changed their mind.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, to be honest, I just feel like Cicada is not really a big bad for a season, to be honest with you. But he's a good villain. Don't get me wrong. He's just not someone who's a big bad, in my opinion.
I still am more interested in him than I was with the Thinker.
I think so. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can say that, but I'll say that DeVoe probably seen more of a big bad than Cicada. But yeah, I like Cicada more than DeVoe, but I'll say DeVoe is more of a big bad, if that makes sense. Yeah. But anyway, let's switch gears now over to Arrow. Now this is just a quick question, like it's not really something major, but what happened to Stanley? Do you remember Stanley from the first part of season 7? Yeah, what happened to it? Because literally when continue.
No, I was just gonna say I'm a bit behind on Arrow, so you take this.
Are you? Well, how many episodes are you?
I'm still on the mid season. I'm still on the mid season. So
Funny you said that. Yeah. Okay. Do you know how behind I am on Black Lightning and Legends?
oh, I'm really far back on Black Lightning.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Black Lightning, I think I'm on. I finished episode 5 just 2 weeks ago. Just 2 weeks ago. Legends now, I think I'm on episode 4, 3 or 4 for Legends. Now, for me, I'm finding it very hard to watch those two shows this year. I'm just finding it very hard. I don't.
I like Legends, but I still think it's kind of a little bit slacking compared to normal.
I don't know. Like for me, I can't really say that because I feel like Legends has always been down there as one of my least favorite CW shows. And like, don't get me wrong, I like all the CW shows. I think they're all good. Just my least favorite. It's one of my least favorite.
I like season 3 a lot, and I really like the start of season 1. I actually like season 1 a lot. I know a lot of people don't, but personally, I do.
Yeah, I feel like season 1 was the worst one in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Hunter, I want more Rip Hunter. I just love him.
I didn't like Vandal Savage at all. I feel like he's one of the worst big bads in the entire Arrowverse, and I especially didn't like the Hawkman, Hawkgirl. Ugh, no, I'm actually glad that they're not back. I'm actually just glad.
Yeah, I didn't really like Hawkgirl, although I'm a massive fan of Hawkgirl in the comics and everything.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucked for me, but I just really liked how it started, and I remember getting so hyped for the show when it was first coming out.
Yeah.
And when it first came on and the theme started playing and it was like Rip Hunter talking, I sort of just freaked the hell out. So I like season 1.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. When the build up towards season 1 before it began, I was so excited for it because it was a team show. It was something different. We haven't got it in so far in the Arrowverse. It was time travel. I was so hyped for it, but then I don't know, I just didn't really deliver, really, in my opinion. And I just guess that I just had that negative feeling about the show ever since. Maybe because season 1, maybe it just left a bitter taste in my mouth that I haven't really recovered. But like I said, I still like the show. It's enjoyable, especially like now. It's more of a comedy than anything really now. Yeah, but anyway, so regarding to sticking to the big bad topic, who is the big bad for Arrow this year? Because as of now, there hasn't really been any indication as to who it is. You know, because like you said, you were behind an Arrow, so that's true.
Oh, so I'm 2 episodes behind. I know Emiko Queen is around, but I don't know if they haven't made any progression on a villain, which I'm guessing they haven't at this point, right? I don't know. My friend literally came up to me the other day, like yesterday, and he said, "Okay, Ben, so you like the DC shows? Who is the villain on Arrow this season? Because he doesn't know."
Yeah.
And I was like, Ricardo Diaz, but he's not really like the main villain, is he? He's more just popping up here and there.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I really don't know.
No
idea.
Yeah, I know. At the moment, there isn't any. There isn't any at the moment. Like, in the first half, you would have said Ricardo Diaz, because the first half of the season was centered around him. But now that he's now basically a part of this new Suicide Squad, now that his villainous story is now basically closed, Team Arrow, they just, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, to be honest with you. I just don't know. Don't get me wrong. I really love this season, especially the first half, because first half of this season was outstanding in my opinion. I still think that out of all the CW shows, it's the best show in this season so far. But still, I would like to know the direction that they're going in, because at the moment I don't know. Maybe like they were pointing to maybe Felicity maybe being some sort of villain in the first half of the season, but I don't really want to spoil anything now. But nothing really seems to be progressing with that, So at this moment in time, I have no idea what they're doing, in my opinion.
I don't. I have no idea. I don't know who's going to be the villain.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. So, like I said just a while ago, all the CW shows were renewed. So Arrow, thank goodness, is getting a season 8. Flash is getting a season 6. Legends are getting a season 5. Supergirl is getting a season 5. Black Lightning is getting a season 3. Now, what are you expecting from the shows in the next seasons?
Next season, I'm so excited they're all returning. I was talking to my brother yesterday. I was like, guess what happened? They all just got renewed, and it's just like a massive sigh of relief, because even if you don't like sort of the season going on for one show right now, say like I didn't particularly like the Flash season 4 all too much, right?
Yeah.
But when they confirmed season 5 was coming, I was so happy, because I felt like, if you remember back to season 4 of Arrow, I was like, oh my god, this is shit.
That was just terrible.
And then season 5 came, and it's my favourite season of Arrow.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Same thing.
Exactly.
It's same thing. I need more and more, and I'm just very happy that they're all returning. What can they bring? I think they all have a lot of potential. I think in terms of each individual show, Arrow, they can sort of go back to perhaps a more traditional villain, because obviously they had Diaz last season. Now they sort of don't have anyone, so if they go back to sort of one main figure that is more along the lines of Deathstroke or Prometheus or something, I think they could do good with that. Supergirl, I say go back to the more alien Outer Earth stuff. I think that's what they do best in regards to like Rain. I think the Flash, go back to a speedster villain. I think next year's going to be a good year. I feel like they're all going to go back to what they know best.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've experimented. Maybe Legends goes back to sort of less comedic, but continuing the comedy, but sort of more, maybe more grounded, like a season 2 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. So, I'm pretty much on the same boat with you. With Arrow, I would pretty much like a new version of Prometheus or Deathstroke next season, like a new like master figure that he can take on. Maybe a new mystery, because for me, my personally, I love mystery villains. I love mystery villains. So yeah, I would like them to go to do something along those lines. Do a mystery villain, a master villain, and with Flash, I'm expecting Red Death, like I said before. And regarding, I can't really say much about Black Lightning and Legends, because I'm only on episode 5 and 4 for Black Lightning and Legends, so I don't really know much about that so far, about what they're doing so far. Regarding Supergirl now, I would agree. I feel like their best season was season 3 with Rain, so I would like them to do something similar to that. Well, obviously not not a simple copy and paste, obviously, but do something along those lines with the Rain.
Great.
Yeah, and also I also think that each of the shows, they're all gonna come to, like, do something that leads up to the Crisis event that they've teased. Of course.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I feel like
definitely
each of the shows are gonna have a storyline in their respective shows that will lead up to the Crisis event. So it's not going to be like Crisis on Earth X, where everything that happens just happens in that event, and then there wasn't really any build up to it, apart from Barry proposing to Iris. Apart from that, there was not really any build up. I feel like we're going to be building up slowly in each of the episodes of each of the shows towards the Crisis on Earth X. That's what I feel like is going to be one of the big things that are going to happen next year, in my opinion.
You said Crisis on Earth X, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. Crisis on Infinite Earths. Not on Earth X, on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, I've done that tons of times when I was recording like my review and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, so Crisis on Earth X is coming out next year. Oh shit, I mean Infinite Earths. Whatever. But yeah. I think they're definitely sort of leading up to that. Like, if you saw the Flash last episode, they had the timeline changing and the newspaper to do with the Crisis. I think that sort of all leads into next year. I think they're definitely changing the timeline for that. So I think the Flash is playing into it. I think Supergirl and everything will start to do that as well.
Yeah. So you think that the 2024 newspaper is actually referring to the Crisis on Infinite Earths event?
Well, it seems like it is.
Yeah.
It seems like it's building up to that because I don't know if they're going to do 2 Crisis events.
Yeah.
Because that's quite big.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And in that newspaper, it talks about, with the changes, the newspaper talks about Batwoman, Psycho Pirate and everything, so it seems like it is.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it is because like we established in literally this episode of The Flash, that the timeline is changing because Iris's new paper, it wasn't founded until 2021, was it? So, but on this timeline, it was 2 years early. So of course, yeah, they're changing time. So I feel like by the end of The Flash season 5, they would have probably changed the future completely to the point where that Crisis is now brought forward a few years. So yeah, I definitely think that 2024 news article will happen next year in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Definitely.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, let's switch gears now over to Marvel, and it's just one topic. Have you watched The Punisher season 2?
I'm so bad. I literally haven't watched Daredevil. Yeah.
I thought you said you were gonna watch Daredevil.
I've literally had no time. I've been, the TV shows I need to watch is right. I need to watch. I love The Punisher season 1, so I'm so excited, and I love Daredevil. So I'm just gonna, one night I'm just gonna binge it all out. I'm just really bad at binge watching. I hate it when they release it all at once. Week by week, I can sort of keep up. I just really hate it when I have to binge watch. I need to go The Punisher season 2, Daredevil season 2. I want to watch the Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. I want to watch The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. All of this. I want to watch it, but I just need the time. I don't have the time at the moment.
You mentioned Daredevil season 2, so you haven't watched season 2 yet, let alone season 3.
Oh, I meant season 3.
Okay.
Season 2.
Okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't. Nah, what are you doing, man? You're missing out. Literally, Daredevil season 3, my opinion, the second best season of any show that I've watched. I've told you this before. I can't stress it enough that you need to watch the season. You actually need to watch the season. And with Punisher as well, I literally finished. Because with me, I only binge watch maybe like at most 3 episodes in a row, no more than 3 episodes. And because of all the other shows that I watch, I don't watch it every day. So I finished Punisher season 2 literally yesterday. I watched the last 2 episodes yesterday, and I won't spoil anything, but I think it's a good follow up to season 1. Although I feel like season 1 is a bit stronger. Can't really say much, can I? Because I haven't watched it. You know what? Yeah, watch it, and then once you watched it, we'll talk about it again at another point. I don't really want to say much if you haven't watched it. But anyway, that pretty much wraps up all the topics for this week's podcast. So yeah, thanks for coming on this week. We shall continue this maybe next week. Yeah, I think, should do it next week. Yeah, definitely. But anyway, in any of the topics that we've discussed today, what do you guys think? Are you happy about the news about Ben Affleck and the news about the Batman and Suicide Squad movies? Share your thoughts down below in the comments. And do you think that the Red Death that was mentioned on this week's episode of The Flash will be the big bad for season 6? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the DCTV Show's channel. I'll leave his link in the description. Subscribe to this channel as well. And I will see you guys later for more videos.